We now have hard evidence of a Michigan State Police investigation into a massive voter fraud operation.
We have put together, I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
We now have hard evidence of a Michigan State Police investigation into a massive voter fraud operation, and we will show you all of those details directly from Michigan State Police. It is beyond your capacity to deny the evidence put before you. Now, social media has always been awash in strange videos like this one from late in the evening at a vote tallying center in Detroit, where a van at 3 a.m. in the morning drops off what seems to be massive cartons of something. This is after, of course, all of the election observers, those are, what looks like ballot boxes, after all the election observers had gone home, you may recall. And everyone said, that's a little strange. Why would people do that? That's not normal. And then you might recall that you went to bed assuming that Donald Trump would win Wisconsin and Michigan, Pennsylvania, and only to wake up to see charts like this, which looks really strange. I've never seen an election like that in my life. I've been doing this for a long time. I am 37 years old. I've been a political nerd for a long time. I've never seen anything like it. What the hell is that? What is that? Well, they said it was mail-in ballots, you see. Mail-in ballots. This graph shows Joe Biden overtook President Trump's lead through a small number of vote updates, which broke overwhelmingly for Biden. Oh, curious. In the early morning hours. When they normally count votes, you see. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we have a police report explaining what might have happened here. Are you ready? A recently released report from Michigan law enforcement unveils the concerning voter fraud incident involving a group funded by Joe Biden's 2020 presidential campaign. This organization, operating in multiple states, is implicated in submitting fraudulent voter registrations during October 2020. Following a raid, Michigan authorities discovered caches of prepaid gift cards, firearm equipped with silencers, and disposable burner phones. Throughout the 2020 election period, these Democrat election committees provided more than $4 million for this particular organization. You can see here from Biden, from the Democrat Senatorial Committee, from the DNC, from the Democratic Party of Iowa. Seems like a money laundering operation. Well, what did they end up doing? The investigation was initiated following the observation of Muskegon, Michigan clerk who noticed an individual depositing 8,000 to 10,000 completed voter registration applications in the city office on October 8th, 2020. Same individual returned multiple times, registering additional 25,000 voters. This is not normal. So they're registering maybe 12,000 people? Alarmingly, many of these registrations displayed identical handwriting with fraudulent addresses and phone numbers. Additionally, the signatures did not match those on file with the Michigan Secretary of State. And here are the receipts, ladies and gentlemen. You can see here. Numerous forms appeared to have been completed with the same handwriter. Initial examination addresses multiple forms were invalid or non-existent. Mensch, this is the poll worker who works for the city clerk, investigated further and found phone numbers, multiple forms were erroneous, and signatures of multiple forms didn't appear to match signatures on file with the Department Secretary of State. This company was working to register voters and help registered voters obtain absentee ballots. This is, of course, according to the Michigan Department of State Police. These are real reports. These are legitimate reports. You can find them on file. Here are the archives. You can find them on file with the state of Michigan. In case you doubt it, you can go through it yourself and see. Read it for yourself. I encourage you to, actually. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go through and find here GBI Strategies. This is the organization. They got millions of dollars from the Black Church PAC. What do you know? Black PAC. All these dark money groups. Look at this. It's directly from the police report. Completed voter registration application. She filled out the form but did not sign it. Stated the signature at the bottom of the form was not hers, and she had no idea who signed the form. So they were like putting through fictitious forms for voter registration here. There it is. And this was bought and paid for campaign by Joe Biden and the DNC and the Democrat Senatorial Campaign Committee. This is not new, by the way. There was a group called Acorn, which had over 500,000 members. That was effectively a vote harvesting operation for Barack Obama. The reporting is here from the Gateway Pundit. We now have proof. This is an exclusive. Massive 2020 voter fraud uncovers Michigan State Police find tens of thousands of fake registrations. Okay, so what are the main findings? As evidenced is the quantity of voter registration forms were highly suspicious and possibly fraudulent. Numerous forms appeared to have been completed by the same writer upon initial examination by this person, and their multiple forms were invalid or non-existent. Phone numbers were erroneous. Those addresses did not match the house or city numbering system. One person another form listed the address of the Muskogee High School. That is not a residence. Clearly fraudulent is what the Secretary of State analyst confirmed. A quantity of the forms found the investigation are clearly fraudulent. There's the receipts. Wow. So this is how they did it. Large voter harvesting operations that are able to deliver unaccountable mail-in ballots shoved into drop boxes. People using prepaid phones that cannot be tracked. Dozens of new phones. My estimate is over 800,000 ballot applications were sent to non-qualified voters in Michigan. And then here are the receipts. Here are the police reports. Read them for yourself. I encourage you to do that. Occam's razor, ladies and gentlemen, you know exactly what it is. The assumption, the conclusion that requires the least amount of assumptions to jump to is the right one. That's Occam's razor. What happened in the 2020 election? What happened with these crazy graphs where Joe Biden went boop? A deeply sophisticated, potentially criminal operation for harvesting of ballots, potentially fraudulent. That's according to the Secretary of State and the police in Michigan.